everyone. I am so excited to be here today and be joined by Jean. Her work sits at the intersection of grief, healing, and the body. As a somatic Reiki practitioner and sound healer, she helps people reconnect with themselves through practices that invite release, presence, and restoration. Her path to this work was shaped by profound personal loss, and that lived experience brings a deep sense of compassion and understanding to how she supports others. I am so excited for this today. We know each other from some time in Connecticut. I have been a client of Jean's, but also she has been such a source of comfort in our community at Jasper, providing sound baths and meditation. So I can not wait for this conversation. We're going to talk about the power of sound healing, the role of the body in processing grief, and why healing begins when we stop being afraid of pain. Welcome, Jean. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Such an honor, honestly. I having you starting out as a client and seeing your growth too, and Jasper being born out of this is just amazing. And to be a part of it now it's really special. So I'm
Yeah,
honored to be here.
I'm honored too. So let's start off with you've been through some profound grief and loss. How did those experiences shape the work that you do now?
Um, where do I start? So there's lots of things that I learned through my grief, but I would say something that shaped what I'm doing now is understanding that when I had been in the depths of my grief, I lost sense of control. And that was so big for me, right? I really was forced into my body in a way that I hadn't experienced before. I wasn't able to think through it anymore and intellectualize things. I had to feel it. So that's when I started to understand how grief is really held in the body and how it becomes like energy. It could be a sensation, it could be tension, right? Numbness, like that was something I felt very much. And that really like shapes my work because I really don't try to fix you or heal you, even though they call us healers. I really just meet you in it, right? So that's, I would say, the most important thing I learned with this work.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think something I've seen being involved with so many people grieving is that a lot of it is about just having someone walk alongside you, and help you process, navigate. But I think that's why the work's so incredible. When you were
Mhm.
in the middle of your own grief, what did healing actually look like for you? Not just in theory, but in real life.
It was It was not graceful, I'll tell you that. It was really learning to get through the waves. In the beginning, like, grief is described a lot as hitting you in waves, and I definitely found that to be my situation. And in the very, very beginning, it was really just trying to get through the day. I was trying to get through the day. I couldn't get out of bed. I was depressed. I really was just trying to trust myself again. There's a lot of layers to my grief that I can't get into today, but there was a lot of like betrayal and things that I had to get my trust in myself again. So little by little, I started to pour into myself, right? So it could be the littlest thing, like I'm just going to sit outside with coffee, like for 5 minutes and, you know, put my feet on the ground, on the earth, and sit in nature. Like those little things allowed me to be still, right? I needed those things. I needed to regulate my nervous system because I was so dysregulated. So I would say that was definitely what it looked like every day. It was just trying to find my baseline.
Yeah, no, it's a messy process, and I think something I'm always reminding myself of is just to aim for neutral some days. Some days it's not about these big goals, these big things. It's can I put one foot in front of the other? Can I get out of bed?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh
You
my
have to
God,
give
it's
yourself
hard.
grace. You have to give
Absolutely.
yourself grace.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So important. So for someone new to this world, how do you explain sound healing and somatics, and how do you make it feel accessible rather than intimidating? Because I will admit, before I got immersed in it, I was very intimidated by everything.
Yeah, it could be scary and it feels like woo woo and
Yeah.
what is happening? But really, how I said earlier that, we call ourselves healers or they call us healers, but we're not healing you, right? We're holding space for you to heal yourself. Your body innately already knows what to do. It just needs the right conditions to do that. So, Reiki creates that space where your nervous system can really soften, right? And it could begin to process what it's holding. And yes, like I will get intuitive insights that come through, but it's not always about that. You'll have the intuitive insights where your body will just shift within and you'll just get more clarity, right? It's less about doing something to you, it's more about just supporting you.
Okay, love that. So, what is it about sound, energy in the body that can help someone process grief in a way that maybe talking doesn't really allow?
Yes. Okay, so talking is important and therapy is great, right? And I don't want to say anything bad about that because there it does have its use there. But grief isn't just a story, right? It's an experience and it lives in your body. So there's parts of grief that just don't have a language, right? They don't. And sound and somatic work, what it does, it creates a different entry point. Okay, it allows the body to release and reorganize without having to explain it, right? It's just this more direct path. So sometimes, you don't need to talk more. It's about just, feeling safe and something inside you just finally shifts and moves and releases, and there's no explanation for it. It's not needed.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've felt it. I love talking, I love processing out loud, but there's something so different about just kind of like letting go and letting it take over and seeing what releases. And I know for me, in different sound bath experiences, I've experienced many different things. Some things I see some things, sometimes I just feel like the sense of relief and I'm not really sure the exact reason until later. Sometimes it just makes me so ready to rest and sleep. Um, but it's such a powerful experience that you really can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's frequency is very powerful. Energy work is subtle, but it's so powerful.
I love it. Okay, switching gears a little bit, but
Mhm.
why do you think people are so afraid of pain? And what have you learned about what happens when people stop resisting the pain?
This was huge for me. In my experience, I was so afraid to feel it. And what I did was try to numb it, right? So I was drinking, I was, doing things that were just a band-aid for it, right? I was really just in resistance. I was blaming others, I was angry. And when I finally surrendered and allowed myself to feel the grief and the pain, it actually was cathartic for me. And what I learned is that my real pain was in the resistance. I suffered more in that space. So I would really just say, like, you don't have to unleash your healing all at once, right? You don't have to feel it all at one time, right? You don't have to dive into like the deep stuff right away. You can touch it little by little, right? With support. And then you'll discover that your capacity to just feel is way bigger than you think.
It's scary though. It's so
Oh yeah.
scary.
Oh
Um,
yeah. And grief, it doesn't disappear.
no,
It's just something that you learn to move with. There's like this great is it Billy Bob Thornton? He speaks about his
oh,
brother
yeah,
and grief. Oh, it's so great. And it really touched me. And it was like, there's just this melancholy about me forever. And
yeah.
it's so true. You just learn to move with it and live with it. But it's just not consuming you anymore, right? It's not something that overtakes you. So it's learning to sit with it. And yeah, but there's always that, melancholy about you. And that's
Yeah,
okay.
no, it is okay. Like I still,
Hmm.
2 years after Jasper passing, I still have moments where it's I'm doing something fun that I enjoy, like going to the beach or taking Theo on an adventure. And I have these moments where I think, oh, this would be so much better if Jasper was here, or I wish Jasper was here to get to experience it. And I'm able to smile a little bit more when I think of that or say that, like, oh, Jasper would love this, but it'll always hurt a little bit. It'll always be a little bit painful. And sometimes it is painful when I do bring him up or talk about him, but it's almost a good pain in a way. Like, and I feel proud of myself for facing it head on. But yeah, it's hard. It's scary. It's scary to
Yes.
really address it.
But that's why this community that you've built is so important, right? We have to
Yeah,
share, we have to,
yeah,
and that's where, that's where shame lives too, when you don't share it, right? Because you feel so alone. So really
exactly.
just having community and support and places, safe, sacred spaces to be in, like a sound bath or Reiki
Right.
with your practitioner, your mentor is so important in healing. So,
Yeah. No, I mean, even the feeling you get sometimes saying out loud something that you've maybe been holding in or something you've been ruminating on in your own head, but then once you say it out loud, it's like you feel this physical release in your body too. It's this relief of getting it out. Or
mhm.
it's like the feeling you feel hearing your favorite song, and like there's something that just stirs in you that brings you back to a memory or a moment. I have so many songs that remind me of Jasper, but it's such a beautiful way to kind of connect everything together. But I want to talk a little bit about turning pain into purpose. What does that actually mean to you, and how can someone begin to do that without rushing the grief?
Mhm. So, purpose isn't something that I really forced out of it. It kind of just emerged. It became, it was a calling, right? And if that's something that you want to do, right? I wouldn't rush that. It didn't, mean out of that pain, I was like quickly trying to justify things or it's really just allowing the experience to change you, right? And shape you, and then letting what grows from that naturally be expressed over time, right? Wouldn't you agree with that? It's
Yeah,
just something that, after going through your own experience, sitting with it long enough and understanding it, and then understanding yourself, and then you feel this genuine desire to support others in that similar place, right?
yeah,
And there's another thing about this, there's no timeline for that.
right.
You don't have to be fully healed to hold space for others. That's something I learned as well. Honestly, I think that I was able to connect more with people when I was really fresh into it and really started. I was in that raw, I was nervous. I hated public speaking. Like I was like, you spirit wants me to hold circles. Like I couldn't, fathom doing those things or even speaking on something like this. Like I was just so shy. Um, but you become shaped by it and you really just grow into it. And it's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah, no, I mean, never in a million years did I think I would be talking about grief every day or creating a company based around it.
I
I don't
know.
was not on my bingo card, but it's this passion, it's the acts of service, the healing that I get every day helping others. I mean, that's, it's the most powerful thing too. You're right. You don't need to be fully healed to support other people. Sometimes it's just about being there and providing them what you needed or what you got that was helpful. And it's happened so organically in our community already where people that joined earlier are now turning around and being that soft cushion and landing space for other members and sharing what worked for them. Or even, I see it all the time, I do it all the time. I'm giving someone advice or feedback, and in my head, I'm like, I should probably take note of this too, and I should think about this myself. But it's
Yeah.
almost like hearing other people talk about things or experiencing something. It puts into words maybe what you couldn't. And it's just so
Absolutely. Yes.
powerful. But yeah, yeah, I think the same for me. It's the purpose. It becomes this natural thing that just flows out of you, but also you can't imagine doing anything else.
Yes. It was as if you were always meant to do it. Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
calling,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's an initiation, I like to call it, right?
I love that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Hmm.
Okay, so for someone that's early in grief, where do you recommend they start? What do you think is kind of the lowest barrier to entry?
For me, everyone asks me this question. I do have
Okay.
to say that, and my answer is always the same. It's pour the love into yourself because we hear all the time grief is love with nowhere to go, right? So you have to pour it into you, whether that's, inner child healing. Like I remember I picked up a charcoal pencil, like I never drew in my life, and I just started drawing like as if for joy, just for the sake of it. And I drew this amazing drawing and I discovered that I had this like hidden talent. And then I went back to dancing school, like I signed up for ballet classes. I was the only adult, but like it was so much fun and joy in it. And those things really, it heals you little by little. And that is my biggest advice. Pour that love into yourself. Like your life depends on it because it does. It really,
Yeah.
really does.
Oh, I love that. I think that's really the most important reminder in all of this, especially when it comes to pet loss, because usually our pets for us are giving us that unconditional love, that safe space, that emotional support, and we were giving it back. They were quite often for everyone our purpose, our reason for getting out of bed, for having a routine, for really moving forward through the day. And so we need to show that love back to ourselves. And I think that's such a powerful way to remind people you got to give yourselves a little bit the grace that we talked about earlier, also facing the pain, but in a way that works for you. And I think what's been so beautiful is discovering other things that can help you process this. Like to me, sound baths have been so incredible, and there's something I rely on, whether it's to help me fall asleep or just move through an hour where I'm feeling it, but also unlock some things. But yeah, like we have to be our biggest advocate.
Yes, yes, taking just those little moments for ourselves. It's so important. And yeah, sound is gentle in that way. Yeah. So
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the Jasper community. I know I look forward to our sound baths every month and rely on the meditations too, and for joining me today to help spread the word. And I can't wait to continue working together too.
I love my Jasper community, and I'm
Yeah,
so, again, honored to be here. And I'm so proud of you too. So
thank you.
I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see where Jasper goes.
Ah, I appreciate it. I will talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye.